Hello first grade friends, it's me again, talking about our story that we read, Plant Packages, a book about seeds. And I asked you to be thinking about what you learned about plants and seeds. And I made a list of some things that we read in our story that we learned about. One thing we learned about was that seeds can be small or big. Remember they talked about some of them are as tiny as a speck. Some of them are giant as an avocado seed. Another thing is that some seeds can be eaten. Sunflower seeds, pine nuts, so many nuts we eat. And so that's another thing that we learned in our story was that some seeds can be eaten, such as avocado seeds, sunflower seeds, pine seeds. Another thing we learned was seeds travel to make new plants. And this happens even with dandelions we saw in our other story. So often they travel in the wind or on clothing or pets or wild animals. And they also can be dropped with pine cones and either blow away or are pushed away or drop into another area to grow a new plant. Now I just named 3 things that I thought of that we learned from this book and other books that we read about plants. What I would like you to do is get your whiteboard and think of things that you learned about plants or seeds, and maybe even things that you already knew about plants and seeds. Maybe you grow a garden every year and you already know some things. You can list those things too. Things that I know, things that I learned. Maybe even at the bottom you can list some things that you want to know about. I wanted to show you something out in my front yard that goes along with this story. I thought it'd be really cool to see. So we're going to take a little trip out to my front yard. All right, friends, hang tight. Hi friends, so we're outside now. You might hear my horse in the background. It's time for me to be feeding her. And it's a little windy out today. It's been quite stormy too. But I wanted to show you as we talk about seeds and plants. Over here I have a tree, giant tree. It's an oak tree. And what's amazing that relates to the story that we are reading is that this tree's seeds have blown around into my flower bed, and I'm going to show you some tiny little shoots that I have yet to pick out that have grown in my flower bed. So I'm going to show you a sprout that has started from this giant tree right here in my yard. It has blown in my flower bed, and I usually pull out several of them as I clean out the weeds in my flower bed, and I haven't yet done it yet, and I thought this would be a great time to show you how seeds work and how they spread through the wind in various ways to get the seedlings out so that other trees like this one can sprout and grow. So take a look down here. This is a little tree growing. Check it out. This is a seedling from that tree. It's a tiny little one. The seed landed in my flower bed and started a little sprout. I thought that was pretty cool to show you. Right now I'm looking around to see if there's another one because I usually get several, and I'm really surprised how many actually settle. Here's another one. It kind of grew, and I need to go through my rose bush. It's pretty cool to see though, because this one has grown quite a bit, and I need to pull it out of the rose bush, but there's a lot of thorns in there. So when I put my gloves on, I gotta double up on my gloves because the thorns really hurt when they poke me. But right here, if you look, there is the tree. That is that same tree back there. The seeds came all the way to my flower bed. You can see my tree is there, all the way to the front of my house, to my rose bushes, and down to the bottom of my rose bush. And I thought before I started picking up weeds, because, well, once a month I clean up my weeds, I thought I'd check it out, I'd show you so you could check it out and see how they grow. So share with me if you see something that has spread from another plant in your yard to another area. Could be a dandelion, could be a weed, it could be a tree like me, right? All right, friends, well, I hope you enjoyed our story. There's my horse. She had to speak also. I hope you enjoyed our story about plants and seeds, as well as Mrs. Ross's stories we both have read in our unit. And write on your whiteboard things that you've learned, things you already knew from growing a garden maybe, or just a flower bed like mine, and things that maybe you haven't learned yet but you'd like to know about seeds and plants, and share it with us. All right, friends, have a great day. Bye.